everybody. I'll give it that minute to let people log on. It's an urgent video as we get into our time frame here. I got miles to make. I am only halfway through the name list, but it's going good. There was a really great post. I got a tremendous amount of First Nations that came on board. The names, the last names, really challenging for me, just like a lot of the Slavic names, Ukrainian, and some of these names get big in some of the European countries as well as the Canadian First Nation names. I did struggle. I went back through a lot of it. I'm through that portion now, and I'm halfway through June, so it looks like I got about 6 months of emails to go through. They're all in a separate folder, which is good. It's going fairly well, but it's going to probably take me into quite a long time into the night here. I have party things to go do. I have to go home, change, shower up, get on some really nice clothes, do some professional videos for all of you for the CCP party. I got to do that. I'll be in Barrie, Ontario. We got major works. A lot of people count on me to deliver, and I'm going to be there. But it's a lot of kilometers. Ontario's big, and people don't realize. Like I notice with Alberta, the east and west travel isn't the issue. We have the tremendous travel north and south. So people don't realize from one city to the next. It's like driving to Edmonton to Calgary here, or to the other one, another 3-hour drive. That's what I got in store for me today. So it does take a lot out of you, and it takes time. So I got to do that, and I'm probably going to be up most of the night finishing the name list. You guys will see it early released in the morning. I'll finish, I always do. And I'll go to work and I'll do my thing, and I will post the live from the UNSC for all of you, and we're going to see what's going to happen. But I want to hit some critical issues here, everybody, critical, and that's on Canadian taxpayers. The majority of Canadians, that's the defined third class. That means you go to work each and every day. Small business owners as well, too. You carry payrolls, medium business, domestic, large businesses even. What can be referred to, a lot of them, as the second class. But they're not the first class. None of you are. A lot of you experienced the full wrath of the first class in these lockdowns, in this pandemic. How Canada reacted, and even First Nations in their reserve systems built on the Crown. And why we have to address this. I tagged you, Jamie Hick. You're a smart guy. There's no doubt about it. A lot of people messaging me, throw that guy off your Facebook, and I won't. I've no... Sorry, everybody. Rough highway, indeed. Potholeville. But Jamie Hick, smart guy. But people don't always look, and he's not the only one who gets into this cycle. It's a government cycle of abuse. First Nations, Canadian taxpayers, listen. The government already sent the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to Canada's tribunal. Canada's Human Rights Tribunal. That is not international world law. Why would they do that? That way the government could control the narrative and absolutely make all of you pay for it. Did you all know? Did you all know they already made a judgment? And do you know how much that is? $6 billion for the residential school survivors and all their families. Works out to $40,000 each. That's their recommendation. Liberal government already appealed it. All governments do this every time they've screwed over any group in the history of Canada. You get absolutely screwed over. You spend decades and decades fighting with the government. And are you ready for this? Until the international community, meaning the P5, ratify, whether they present a resolution or somebody does, that some of them ratify but they don't vote no, and they make a world binding law, or all 5 ratify and make it world binding law, then Canada has to deliver. I have all of it in its entirety. There's no magical prime minister who's going, oh, they were working. I have all these lunatics, all this prime minister, and I can show you that they were doing the opposite. I can read to you what they were passing.
In 3 kilometers, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 24 for Ontario 403 toward Toronto.
They do this crap over and over. They're all filthy corrupt. They fill their fat pockets. Whatever works they do, it's their party insiders, their group of buddies who get filthily rich. They take a massive commission, and in the end, the payout is never what it says it is. And absolutely all of you, the third class, the working class Canadians, pay for all of it. Now hear me good. Canada already took it upon itself to pass judgment, free all the politicians, all the church under state, because they can condemn the state, the politicians. I'm telling you all right now, that $6 billion settlement passed on to all of you that the government's going to mess around with, and then they're going to pass all the taxpayers are going to fund all this investigation that suits us so that we're not liable. The peasant people who are not in the Constitution are liable. They always are, everybody. Get it through your head. The government in Canada has never been your friend. Not the provinces, not the federal government.
In 800 meters, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 24 for Ontario 403 toward Toronto.
You, the Joe Jane taxpayers, pay every day of the week. They've already done you in, and they're already trying to do more. And the same politicians guilty are the ones whose back pockets are...
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 24, then keep left at the fork.
I wish I knew Ontario better, people, but I gotta run it like this, and the only time I have literally these days to talk to you is on the go.
Keep left at the fork.
It's annoying, but I'll never get my way around if I don't. Soon it'll be quiet here and I'll get more kilometers. So far, so good. Now I'll start talking and blah, 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 blah. Oh, GPS, but what would I do without it? So, the government has always put the peasant people, the third class, and those of the second class who can't buy their way out, always are held liable for all of their corrupt, dirty actions. They divide the people. They divide First Nations, the third class, second class, to make sure they always win the votes. People can look at things. There's massive, we can settle for everybody in human, civil, and charter rights, enshrining things for we the people, if we break this cycle with just the First Nations. They're key. This is the key that will protect religion, all of it going forward. But what we need to do is what's been done in a lot of countries, people. And I can show you what's happened to ICC criminal prosecutions. Did you know they served, some of them, 10 to 15 years in secret prisons by the hog? Who knows what happens to them? They're there, and then you know what happens to them after that sentence is done? They're returned to their countries to spend another set of years in their country's institutions after the country's been wiped clean of their atrocities, where they go back to finish the remainder of their days in that country's judgment, in their penal system. And you know what? The ICC doesn't make countries pay or go after those who committed the crimes to pay. They criminally prosecute and detain you and put you in prison for years and years of your life, if not basically the rest of your days. And people have tried to escape. It's that bad. They've been caught, reprocessed, reprisoned, all of it. It's crazy. Read it, you guys. You wouldn't believe it. And then, to go further, when they return to their countries, it's those countries who've amended and changed. They go after them and take all of their wealth and monies, no matter where they go in the world. And there's a lot of reciprocity. The United States of America has these reciprocities. Nowhere to go if you're an American citizen. Now, that's not Canada's laws, but we certainly could do that. Can you imagine prosecuted politicians? Everyone's missing the boat here. A lot of Canadians are missing the boat. Prosecute guilty politicians regardless of who's alive or not alive. The point is, get as many as you can. The rest are going to crap their pants, and they're going to be walking on broken glass for the rest of their duration. The political system will never be the same in Canada. Colonialism will be a fear, because just like the Nazis or all these other regimes through history, all the way up through ICC in all its transitions into its current from 2003 on, from 1993 on, and then before that is the P5, and in their scopes. The reality is, everybody, the politicians are not going to be able to carry on, not provincially, not federally. It's going to bring forward the CCP narrative, the platform that we're desperately trying to bring forward in Canada. Now, whether that's our party and the system breaks under this kind of caseload, or by the time this goes through at the ICC and things get rolling, it's going to be just in time for a major federal election. Like I said, there's massive wealth, $9.8 billion attached to the wealth generated through that genocide. Never mind all the rest of it against Canadian taxpayers, and on and on and on. The government only allows payouts to political interest groups. We saw it with returning terrorists. What Canadian would ever vote for that? They didn't. That's called autocracy and political will alone, no democracy. You'll see this time and time again. The Canadian government, provinces, territories, they only do what they have to do to keep themselves afloat, keep them in the pure autocracy. It's time to break the system forever. It's an old colonial system. And again, for all of you Canadian taxpayers going AWOL and saying, oh, we got to stand with the government because the First Nations can't have all that.
In 1 kilometer, keep left to stay on Ontario 403 East.
They've already ruled you have to pay. And then the government's going to fight that, making billions of dollars off the fight, filling up first-class political interests' back pockets. They're getting rich off genocide, rich off a fake investigation.
Keep left to stay on Ontario 403 East.
Controlled by the government at all of your expenses. It's a big game to tear and divide and to
continue on Ontario 403 East for 7 kilometers.
And to build racism and division. The politicians are extremely professional at it. Here's one for you right now. Vaccines, Alberta, 2 million issued of adult population. That's a massive amount in Alberta. And guess what? Cancel one. Oh, we're going to have the Calgary Stampede. Just for an example. Why is that? Because Calgary is Jason Kenney's base. It's 1/3 of Alberta's voting base. He's suckholing to Calgary Stampede. Canceled all kinds of other things. Huge backlash. He's the most unpopular premier in Alberta's history right now. And you know what? And actually the most unpopular premier in Canada. He's been the most federalist, autocratic of all of them because he was a Privy Council high up in the Harper administration and learned the